Top 10 weirdest things about me. I just think I'm normal. Hello, Keto family. Mattroise here, and today I was tagged by Mike and his Ketorific journey to tell you the 10 weirdest things about me that you may not have known. I hope I don't scare too many of you away. Join me on this journey as I take you on a roller coaster ride through ups and downs, twists and turns, all through the 10 weirdest things about me. And I may throw in one or two at the end, we'll see. Number one, if you guys didn't know this about me, I'm actually an introvert. I'm not a very outgoing person. When you see me on the live streams, that's me. When you see me in these videos, that's me. Don't get me wrong, if my point has to get across, it will get across. And definitely don't take my kindness for weakness. But I tend to listen more than talk, if that makes sense. Which brings me to number two, I have a weird sense of humor. If I had a nickel for every time I was told that, I would probably have a couple bucks. I tend to laugh a lot at slapstick comedy, but I also find dry humor to be very funny as well. A good old-fashioned pie to the face is gonna make me laugh hysterically. Or watching an episode of Seinfeld. But I'm gonna show you a few seconds of this clip. You tell me if this is funny or not.
I call it electrotherapy. And I think you'll be fascinated to see what happens when it is applied to the subject's brain. You'll need a stronger stomach if you expect to practice asylum medicine. It may look painful, but I can assure you he feels nothing.
Now that clip's probably not supposed to be funny, but I'm dying laughing. Which brings me to number three. I tend to talk to myself a lot. If I have a great idea that pops up into my head, I will have a full-out conversation with myself. Not all the time. I'm not going to talk to myself all the time. But if a good idea pops up in my head, I'm definitely going to write it down. Which brings me to number four. I keep composition books by my side almost all the time because I never know when a good idea is going to pop up in my head. Look at this. It's a full book of ideas I have here. I literally have 3 of these books written from front to back, all filled with ideas, recipes. It can get overwhelming at times, the amount of ideas I do get that pop into my head, especially being on keto, where my mind has been the most clear it's ever been in my entire life. No brain fog whatsoever, and being able to articulate my ideas is definitely a dream come true. Which brings me to number 6. I have very vivid dreams, especially on keto. I'm not sure if that's a side effect that I've had on keto, but I have some very vivid dreams. I literally dreamt that I was swimming in an ocean and the largest blue whale you could ever imagine decided to swim past me. And I made eye contact with him underwater. The sheer force of the whale swimming by made me get sucked into a tunnel, and that's what woke me up. And I have dreams like this almost every night. Which brings me to number 7. I don't get a lot of sleep. Mainly by choice. I feel like I can operate on about 4 to 5 hours of sleep every single night. Although I do prefer to take a 1-hour nap around noon or so. And I have been an early bird. I wake up about 4:30 every morning. Not by choice, of course. It's because I have a new job and it's completely remote. Which brings me to number 8. Is it weird to be too thankful for everything that you do have? This pandemic changed people's lives completely, mine included. Everything I do now is remote. I work remotely. I take classes remotely. I order food remotely. I very rarely have to go outside if I don't want to. I used to go out every single day. I used to work in the heart of Manhattan in Grand Central Terminal, where more than 1 million people would cross through those doors every single day. I used to interact with people day in, day out. I've become a people person, even though I am an introvert. I used to go to the gym every day after work by Grand Central. Now I have my own home gym. There's no need for me to go to the gym anymore. I have everything I need, everything I want. All my bare essentials are covered for. I've become so fortunate to be able to even do basic things like seeing, hearing, walking, talking. The most basic things I've become most thankful for. because my life has changed even before the pandemic. When my fiance got hit by a drunk driver, I saw firsthand what it's like for a person to lose everything they have in an instant. And there's no better example than for me to live my motto, which is to never throw in the towel, never give up, never surrender, keep going, because you never know what's around the corner. And I'm also thankful for having a loving family that I spent so much time with, a mother and father, a brother. There are people that don't have a fraction of the amount of time that I've had with my family. So I appreciate even the little things in life, the most simple things in life. I appreciate every subscriber I do have, every person who clicks on my videos and even watches a few seconds. I appreciate it more than you can know. Thank you. Okay, number 9, let's go a little wholeheartedly now. I have to make sure my spices are organized a specific way. I gotta have my sea salt in the front with the black pepper. I have to have my onion and garlic, paprika, basil. I have to have them all in a certain way so I know where they are. Oddly enough, I used to drive my grandmother crazy. When I was yay high, I would organize her spices. I would climb up on the counter and organize her spices, and she would go nuts. I'm not sure if it's OCD in any way, but I like to have my spices a certain way. Number 9, I can't stand leftovers. Now, don't get me wrong, I will eat leftovers, but I don't like them. I'd rather eat as much as I possibly can to avoid having leftovers, because no matter what I do, I cannot reheat those foods and have them taste exactly the way they did when they were first prepared. It's just a little bit off. I will eat them, don't get me wrong. I will not waste food. But if I can prefer not to have leftovers, I will overeat and eat those foods so I don't have to have leftovers. And guess what? I'll just utilize intermittent fasting and I won't eat until it's the right time the next day. Which brings me to number 10. I try my best to avoid anything with half and half, heavy cream, and sugar alcohols. Now, I'm not sure what happened, but I used to love baking keto desserts. I used to use erythritol, allulose, stevia, liquid stevia, but no matter what I use, I always get bloated. And not only that, you guys know what happens. You got to go to the restroom. I really don't like to do that anymore. I feel like it causes inflammation. I'm starting to get inflamed just talking about it. Half and half and heavy cream, I feel like they're putting an ingredient in it to make the product thicker, like Gelan gum or xanthan gum. Same thing with almond milk. I can't drink almond milk as well. So if I want to drink almond milk, I just make my own almond milk. Oddly enough, I could have whole milk. If I'm having whole milk, I'm just going to have a little bit of whole milk in my decaf. Now, I typically stay clean on keto. So I'm eating meat, veggies, some cheese, a little bit of fruit here and there. And I typically stay clean. Now, if I'm having a keto dessert, I'm having like a piece of dark chocolate with very little sugar, and it's satiating for me. Here's a few bonus ones for you. When it's cold outside, I like to go outside in shorts and flip-flops and a short sleeve shirt and run outside around my house just for a few laps, just to get my mitochondria stronger. I feel like shocking my body a little bit gives me that edge. I feel stronger doing it. And when it rains, it's even better because I can wash my car in the process. So I like to use whatever Mother Nature provides us, and it's free. Now, I'm not an extreme cheapskate, but I'm sure that could be classified as one. Which brings me to another bonus. I don't know if it's an anomaly or not, but I rarely get sick. Now, I don't want to jinx myself. Since being on keto a few years ago, I very rarely get sick. I just feel so much stronger, so much healthier. It's really a dream come true, doing what I'm doing on keto. Who would have known, right? The food you put in your body is what dictates how well your body performs in this environment. Who would have known? All right, so those are my top 10 weirdest things about me that you may not have known. Carrying on in the tradition, I would like to tag a few YouTube content creators what their top 10 weirdest things are about them. Number 1, I'm tagging Dustin from KetoSimple. Number 2, I'm tagging the Daily Dan blog. And last but not least, I'm tagging number 3, Steve from Serious Keto. I watch these 3 YouTube creators' videos almost every day. These are 3 very interesting creators. I'll leave their channel links in the description down below so you guys could check them out as well. I would love to hear what are your top 10 weirdest things about you that we may not know. I could just imagine what Steve's are. He's so transparent. It doesn't seem like he hides anything from his fans, but I would love to know. I'm sure a lot of his other subscribers would like to know as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all be safe and be well. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, Mattroise signing out.